before the first hoof strikes the earth, before the plains begin to breathe. This is the story you are about to witness. A journey through existence and origins, a revelation of species and form, a migration shaped by odyssey and continuum, a hidden power known as instinct, nature's doctor, and finally, a moment of loss, reaction, and legacy. This is not just a wildlife documentary, it is the memory of a continent. Watch till the very end, because the final moments reveal why the survival of one animal still decides the future of the land beneath your feet. This is the American bison. Before fences, before borders, before the land had names, thunder walked the plains. The American bison, not a relic, but a survivor, born from ice ages and endless winters. They learned to breathe where others froze, to move where others vanished. Their lungs mastered thin air, their coats defied blizzards, their hearts endured distances no map could measure. Each step pressed history into the soil, each hoofbeat shaped grass, rivers, and life itself. Where they grazed, the land healed. Where they moved, ecosystems awakened. They rose with the sun, steam lifting from their coats, like spirits returning to the world. Shadows stretched long behind them, as if time itself struggled to keep up. Calves arrived small and uncertain, red with new life, stumbling beneath mothers who never forgot how to protect. Every nudge was a lesson. Every stand was survival learned early. The plains did not belong to the bison. The plains became the bison, and when the herd began to move, so did the story of North America, written not in ink, but in thunder, dust, and memory that still echoes beneath the grass today. Strength wears a shape. It rises first as a silhouette against the horizon. The massive hump, a living engine of muscle, storing power not for display, but for survival. It carries strength forward through snowdrifts, through storms, through centuries that tried to erase it. The horns, curved promises of defense, not weapons of chaos, but tools of certainty. They do not seek conflict, they end it. One lowered head is often enough to rewrite the outcome. The coat, thick enough to defy winter itself, layer upon layer, trapping warmth when the world turns hostile. Ice settles on the surface, but never reaches the skin beneath. Cold is acknowledged, not feared. Two kinds remain: plains bison, rulers of open horizons, where the sky stretches endlessly and movement means freedom. Wood bison, ghosts of northern forests, heavier, darker, shaped by trees, shadows, and deeper snow. Different bodies, one ancient design. Snow hides food. The land appears silent, empty, unforgiving. But bison remember. Beneath the ice, grass still waits. They lower their heads and dig not with desperation, not with panic, but with certainty passed down through generations. Memory becomes nourishment. Bulls test one another, not in rage, but in ritual. They circle, they measure, they push just enough to know where strength truly stands. Power is proven, not wasted. Energy is spared for winters yet to come. Every scar tells a season survived. Every breath carries endurance, shaped by wind and time. This is not brute force. This is restraint. This is efficiency. This is precision perfected by time. Movement is memory. Movement is memory. Long before roads divided the land, before borders cut the horizon into pieces, bison followed paths written only in instinct. Paths older than maps, older than language. Paths etched not on paper, but into the earth itself, pressed down by countless hooves, reinforced by time, remembered by the land. They did not wander, they returned, season after season, generation after generation. They moved along invisible lines that connected grass to water, shelter to open sky. Calves were born into these rhythms, learning direction before they learned fear. Rivers rose and pulled at their strength. Ice cracked beneath their weight, still they crossed. The herd became a single body, thousands of hearts beating in quiet agreement. Calves floated on trust, shielded by flanks, guided by currents of warmth and presence. No command was spoken, none was needed. Storms challenged their resolve. Snow erased the horizon. Wind burned against their faces, yet they pressed forward, steam rising from their coats, breath joining breath. In motion, they created warmth. In unity, they survived. They grazed, but never consumed. They fed, but never emptied. Hooves broke crusted soil, allowing air and water to reach hidden roots. Teeth clipped grass without destroying it. What remained grew stronger. What was taken returned richer. Grass rose thicker, roots reached deeper, flowers bloomed brighter, insects multiplied, birds followed, predators adapted, rivers slowed. Filtered by living systems, the bison unknowingly maintained. The plains were not wild chaos, they were balance in motion. Then, silence. Thunder vanished. Hoofbeats faded. The wind carried no answers. Millions fell in a single human lifetime. The plains emptied. The rhythm collapsed. Paths went cold. Grass grew wrong to tall, to brittle. Fires burned hotter. Floods cut deeper. A system built on movement was forced into stillness. A continent felt the loss, even if it did not yet have words for grief. But memory did not die. A few remained, hidden in remote valleys, guarded behind wire, remembered by indigenous nations who never stopped speaking their name. In stories passed down, in songs sung low, in ceremonies that kept the land from forgetting entirely. Time stretched, silence lingered, and then, slowly, carefully, the odyssey resumed. Small herds returned to open ground, hooves touched soil that had waited generations to feel them again. Grass bent, not in fear, but in recognition. The land answered. Each step rebuilt an ancient conversation. Each migration reopened old paths. Each return stitched memory back into the earth. Calves were born into cautious hope, red-coated, unsteady, blinking beneath skies that once darkened with millions. Mothers stood vigilant. Elders moved with quiet certainty, remembering routes the young had never walked yet somehow already knew. Each newborn calf became a declaration, each breath a promise. The bison does not heal with hands, it heals by being. There is no ritual when the healing begins, no sound to mark the moment. It starts the instant the bison steps onto the land, heavy, deliberate, ancient. The earth recognizes the weight immediately, as though it has been waiting for this return. Long before fences divided the plains, before roads cut across migration paths, the bison learned the language of balance. It was not taught, it was survived. Over thousands of years, instinct shaped a creature that restores the land simply by living within it. By grazing, it restores balance. The bison does not strip the grass bare, it moves steadily, feeding in rhythm with the seasons. Tall, aging grasses are trimmed, allowing sunlight to reach the soil. New shoots rise where decay once lingered. What appears to be consumption is renewal. Each mouthful is precise without calculation. Evolution has refined this behavior into harmony. Grazed land grows stronger, not weaker. Diversity returns. The plains begin to breathe again. By wallowing, it creates water. The bison lowers its massive body into the dust, unrolls. Earth breaks open beneath its weight. To human eyes, it may seem careless, even destructive, but the land understands. When rain eventually falls, these shallow depressions fill, becoming pools of life. Insects gather first, then birds follow. Amphibians appear where none existed before. Seeds take root along the edges. A single wallow can sustain life through drought, holding water when the surrounding land cannot. By moving, it breathes life back into tired soil. Each step presses seeds downward, protecting them from sun and wind. Hooves fold decaying plant matter into the ground, feeding microbial life. Fungi extend their networks. Nutrients begin to travel again. The soil loosens. Water sinks deeper. Roots grow longer and stronger. What was compacted by time is renewed by motion. Dung becomes nourishment. Warm and rich, it falls to the ground and quickly attracts beetles. They roll and bury it, returning nutrients to the soil instead of letting them wash away. Nitrogen is restored. Carbon settles. The cycle continues. Insects multiply. Birds return. With them come balance and resilience. Predators follow. Diversity increases quietly, without ceremony. The land stabilizes itself. Roots grow deeper. Native grasses reclaim space. The soil darkens and thickens with life unseen. The plains recover not through intervention, but through remembrance. Instinct governs every choice. The bison does not plan, but it knows. Pressure changes in the air signal storms before clouds appear. Scent carries danger across great distances. Memory lives in movement, passed from generation to generation. When to move, when to rest, when to stand firm. Migration paths are inherited. Calves follow routes carved by ancestors centuries earlier. Rivers crossed, ridges climbed, valleys avoided. Eventually, a healer falls. The herd knows. They gather, they wait. They stand in silence, not in mourning, but in recognition. The plains notice. Predators keep their distance. Even the wind seems to slow, as if listening. Time passes. The body returns to earth. Muscle becomes soil. Bone becomes calcium. And the doctor becomes medicine. Grass grows greener where it rests. Insects arrive. Roots spread wider. Life answers death without hesitation. Months later, a calf is born. Unsteady, curious, alive. The herd closes around it. Protection forms instinctively. The future reorganizes itself. Thunder returns to the plains not as sound, but as movement. As long as bison walk, the land remembers how to heal. And now, the responsibility is shared. If these doctors of the plains disappear, the land forgets. If they endure, so does everything that depends on them. Their survival is not guaranteed. It is chosen. So if this story moved you, like this video. If you believe wild places deserve to heal, share it, so others can hear this truth. And if you want to keep witnessing stories where nature teaches us how to endure, subscribe to the channel. Because as long as we protect the bison, and as long as we choose to listen, this story does not end.